Joel Wilson here on our podcast, Breaking 80, where we talk about our journey to go low and join the 10 percenters and achieve our goals to break 80 in golf.
That's right.
Yeah.
Now, I have not had a chance to go out and even hit a golf ball outside because Myrtle Beach got 5 inches of snow. I know that's crazy. 5 inches
It's
of snow,
that's crazy.
but it's gone now, and I will be going back out into the golf world so that I can break 80 before a certain blonde out of Temecula, California.
I love that. And that wintertime golf, people are still trying to stay golf fresh. What are you doing when you don't have like 60, 70, 80 degrees
Yeah, and then
to
that's
stay sharp?
that's one of the things. You live in Southern California. I live in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So we have the advantage sometimes of being able to play when we want to play, anytime. But there's a lot of people up north, Chicago, New York, Wisconsin, who are get snowed in. What do you do? How do they handle it? You got to keep loose. You got to keep something going. And I
Yeah.
never really, when I lived in Ohio, it was difficult. You lived in
Yeah.
Ohio too.
Yeah. You and I both. Craziest thing. Yeah, in the winter times, I would keep up with my golf core exercises and, golf stretching. You got to have the indoor putting green.
Yes, I do. I have that. I love mine.
Yeah, and we had an indoor chipping ramp.
Hmm.
So we did that. And we also had a little golf arena by our house, an indoor golf arena by our home.
Mm. You
Yeah.
can go there anytime. And it was interesting because I went there. There's one that I have right near where I live, and I found it by accident and walked in. And you're looking at 2 inches of snow at the time on the ground, and it was packed inside because people wanted to play golf. They wanted to go out there and hit a ball. And that's a great thing if you can find those. And a lot of places have those. There's a lot of bars, there's a lot of facilities. The PGA shop, they all have that stuff. Find them and go there and enjoy it.
Absolutely. And the other thing that I think is good to work on probably throughout the winter time is the mental game. Yeah, manifesting playing well, picturing playing well, reading and preparing to play well are definitely some things that I would do indoors for the winter. I do it all year long anyways. So,
What's your favorite book, golf wise?
boy, The Golfer's Mind. I think that's the book by Bob Rotella. It's a really easy audiobook to listen to. When you listen to this, I love some audiobooks when I'm driving around. So when you listen to that book, it's very short, but it's so easy to listen to. And it's a great book for mental exercises and stuff. And then I have one by Dr. Raymond Pryor. And I'd have to look up the name of that audiobook. I've listened to it like one and a half times. It's a little bit more, he goes a little bit more into the science of your brain and why our brains, function a certain way, the fight or flight, the anxiety, and then he helps you create some workarounds. But that one is Golf Beneath the Surface by Dr.
Hmm.
Raymond Pryor. So yeah, that's a good one.
I love Ben Hogan's Five Lessons. I love that book.
And I just got that one on audiobook. So I just started that book and I'll let you know. I mean, that's a classic.
It is. It helped me because it's just the little things. It's like you don't have to, there's 100 things, but you only have to fix a couple of them because one thing will fix 10 other kind of things. So and that's how great it is. Um,
Totally.
you talk
And
about the mental
actually,
aspect.
yeah.
I have a friend of mine, Rob West, who lives in Scottsdale, Arizona. He's doing a pre-qualifier to the Monday qualifier for the waste management. I didn't realize there were that many.
Wow.
Yes, today he's on the course to do that pre-qualifier. I'll find out this afternoon. But I talked to him last night, and it's like, what do you do? The mental preparation. And he says, I've played the course that the qualifier's on hundreds of times. He goes, I've got a dozen, hole-in-ones. I've actually shot 59 there. So he's going to go through every hole. He knows every single hole, what he's going to take out, where he's going to hit the ball, where he should hit the ball. He said, but that's a mental thing. Always think about the good. every good shot. Don't put the bad shots in your mind. Think about every good shot you've done and replicate that.
Awesome.
And that's,
Yeah,
go ahead.
yeah, and I was going to say that was one of the things I remember years ago, really beginning to go down the rabbit hole, maybe like 5 years ago, with the Imagine Golf app, and then I found some books and things like that. But letting go of the bad images,
Hmm.
the short-term memory is like your biggest strength, and
Yep.
for bad shots. But yeah, trying to recall, and the moment that you hit the great shot and it's clean, the feel and the sound. Try to take in the smell and what you hear
Hmm.
and retain that memory. That's what I got from one of these books. I think it was probably the Bob Rotella book.
Hmm.
And just try and take in like the totality of the moment. And like,
Whoa, you're getting
yeah,
really deep now.
I know, and enshrine it, like a movie in your brain, and you can go back to that. Because otherwise, every time you stand on that par three with island green on the other side, and if you always think about the one that you hit in the water last time and how you always hit it in the water, you're gonna hit it in the water.
Yeah, that's like someone who says, they get to the par three and it's that, you got to put it, 140 yards over water. You can do that all day long, but there's that water and they go, I'm taking out the crap ball. Why? In case I put it in the water. Well, hell, you've already put it in the water then.
Right. And you're absolutely right. You can't take out your shank ball when
Hmm.
you roll up to the island green. I mean, you have to believe you're going to put it on the island. You have to believe you're going to be an islander.
That's exactly it. In fact, we don't call it shank balls. We call them other things. Starts
That's
with an SH.
awesome.
How's that?
Yeah. And the mental toughness that we experience in golf, the positive imagery, you and I have talked a little bit about that. And it's something that transcends golf and you can take into your whole life. And that's where like, golf is so healthy. You can walk and golf. People think you just
Yep.
drive golf carts around and drink beer. You can do that and it's awesome. But you can walk. You can, but by the way, driving a golf cart around and hitting golf balls is a workout.
Yes,
You
it
know,
is.
yeah, that's great exercise. You're outdoors in the fresh air and all that mental exercise that you do to be better and hit the ball better. It really is something that transcends golf. You can take to the grocery store when you're pissed, you know, you can take to your job, and
Well, that's one of the
practice some
things
of this
here. And
patience.
in Myrtle Beach, you're not allowed to. There are no courses you can walk. You have to drive every single one of them. There's no walking courses here. And
Wow.
which is bad because I do like to do some walking on that. But just because of the volume of golfers that we have here in Myrtle Beach, the golf capital of the world, so they've tried to speed things up. But there's times when you're playing and let's say you're 120 yards out and you hit the ball and you're up in the front of the green. Well, they can't drive a golf cart up there, and I've already got my wedge with me. Give me my putter. I'm going to walk it. You go put the car on a cart on the side of the green, and that's the walking that I can get sometimes. And people should do that instead of riding everywhere.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And if you have an area where you can walk, and if you've never walked a golf course
Hmm.
before, I highly encourage it. Lighten up your golf bag. Don't
Oh
just
yes.
carry everything you would ordinarily carry in your golf bag. I have a nice pull cart that I use. And in fact, my parents got me a pull cart as a gift just a few years ago, and that's like the best gift ever. And you can put a cup, you can put a bottle of water in there, a speaker, you can really hook that thing up. But for me, I such great cardio. And if you
Yeah.
add some hills, which
Oh
sounds
yes.
intimidating, that's an awesome lower body workout. That's the real deal.
Yes, it is. I know the only place you can walk, obviously, are the par three courses that are around here. And like you said, lighten up the bag. And I'm looking, going, if I'm playing a par three, I don't need the driver or the 4 iron, the 5 iron. I don't need anything hardly but a pitching wedge, a gap wedge, a sand wedge, and a putter. That's all I need. So I bought myself a par three bag. It's a little bag. It's probably only 5 inches diameter, and that's my par three bag I carry with me.
That's super smart. A few years back, maybe 5 years ago or something, I played Bandon Dunes for the first time. If you ever get a chance to go, it's beautiful. And specifically Pacific Dunes, because there's like
Uh-huh.
5 courses there. If you've never been to Bandon Dunes, go for a
Yes.
few days. So I played Pacific Dunes, and we played it twice in one day because you get a replay rate and it's very
Yes.
expensive. And didn't get a caddy because I'm a fool and I was not, and I thought I was going to save money and I'm so fit. I'm just going to like push my cart 36 holes and be fine.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
that was a mistake. It was an incredible experience. And what it took physically to get through 36 holes was even more incredible. To walk 36 holes. Pacific Dunes is just like hills. The
Yes.
whole fairway. It's like rows of hills that just your ball flies off of the fairway. It's fantastic. And it's really challenging. It's beautiful, weaves in and out of the ocean side. It's really stunning. But I did not lighten up my bag the first
Oh,
round.
that'll teach you right there.
Yeah, and it was too late. You've already started. You're
Yep.
playing with other people. They had a caddy. They were super smart.
Of
Pay for
course.
the caddy, first of all. It is worth it. And there's blind shots. So the caddy will tell you where to approach the green. You've never played there. It's like $300 a round. You want
Yeah.
some tips, but pushed my cart and my husband too. We pushed our golf carts, our golf bags, and by the end of the first 18, I mean, it was like, Jesus Christ, we need to go empty these bags. So it was like, take everything out of the bag. And I learned an important lesson that day, which is, yeah, bring the clubs that you need and to empty your bag. And if you have a lighter bag, like you might have the par 3 bag, and a
Hmm.
lot of people have those wedge bags or par 3
Yep.
bags, or a 2 pound bag to carry when walking. I mean, that's the bag you use.
I bet you guys slept good that night, didn't you?
Oh my God. I work out every single day for years. That's the most sore I have ever been in my entire life. And we didn't have a bathtub in the resort room. We had like a
Oh,
standing shower, but I wanted a bathtub to fill an ice bath so badly. I have never needed an ice bath more in my life. That was crazy. Would I do it again? 100%. I will do
of
it
course.
tomorrow, and I will do it again, but
But you'll get a caddy next time.
oh yeah. That's the way to do that. So if you ever go to Bandon Dunes or a resort where there are caddies, spend the extra $100 to $200 and get a caddy. Don't be a fool like me. Listen to yo girl. I learned a valuable lesson.
Yeah, see, don't do like I've done, do like I should have done, right?
Yeah, yeah. Oh my gosh. So
I know. I did that. We were playing up in the at Jack's place over at the Memorial, and where that tournament is being held. In fact, I'm going to be going there this year. But yeah, you have to have a caddy if you want to play there. You have to have a caddy. It's required, and it's kind of like, well, I've seen you hit the shot. I've seen you hit 5 shots. Don't go for the green from here. It's like, but I no, don't go for the green.
oh,
I'm
look
like,
at
but
the
I can do.
self-control. Yeah.
I know, but you know what? Like we had talked many times, course management is my bane, and I know that. And I think that's going to be the difference between me breaking 80 and not breaking 80 is course management. Because, how many times have I lost a ball when I just say, drive her off the deck, no problem. I can do this. I've done this before.
What a psycho. I love that. I love the energy. And I love that it should help me to break 80 before you.
Ain't gonna happen.
We'll see. Although you have a big month coming in April.
Yes, I
So
do. Working with one of my sponsors, 420 Golf Apparel, I'm going to play 420 holes of golf, which is a little over 23 rounds in 30 days. That's going to be fun.
that's so
And I'm going
cool.
to be doing it in multiple states too.
That's
North
really cool.
Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Florida, and Arizona.
Oh my gosh. And I'm going to join you in Arizona.
Yes, you are. You're going to be there in Arizona and join us. You'll be
Mhm.
there, and we'll play around at Arrowhead Country Club is where the final rounds are going to be played. Arrowhead Country Club in Scottsdale, Arizona.
That's awesome. I'm going
And
to
I'm
have to
sure
get
in
out
April
there.
it'll be warm.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure in April it'll be perfect. It
It
won't
will
be
be.
too warm. Yeah. It'll be lovely. That's
So,
cool.
how is your putting lately? Let me just ask you, how's that for a lead in? How's your putting been
Oh
lately?
my God. Well, I will say I'm ordinarily a pretty good putter anyways. I was just shooting some video today with this sexy putter. This is the Lombardi Blue Diamond golf putter. Brought it out on the course for the first time last week. I did not have time to try it out. I couldn't believe, so I'm not joking when I say I just smoked it. I just drained putts on the course. Didn't even have time to practice. I think it's because it's got like a really nice even weight. So I think it's just really playable, like immediately playable. I've come to love mallets. And it just, I think that it's really easy to line this up. It actually has a tilt shaft on it.
Yep.
I wasn't sure how that was going to feel. I might putt better with that. So that was actually really nice. That's the first time I've had that.
I
And it's a little bigger grip than I've used in the past, but it's perfect. It's so comfortable. Yeah, the weight, it's just a really smooth putt. I actually gave it to some buddies of mine while we were playing on the course. Everybody agreed that it had like a really smooth feel to it, like right away. Everybody was like, "Wow, that's nice." So and it's super sharp.
You
So
like it? See, I have a Lombardi putter and I love mine, but it is not a center shaft. I just don't know about the center shaft. Mine's an offset shaft. And I see that that's a center shaft, which is right in the middle of the head of the putter. I'm not sure how I would like that. I don't know.
yeah. And that's really cool. And again, I never had the tilt shaft, but I guess that's what's so cool about the Lombardi putters is how well you can customize these. And I
Yeah,
was able to choose my color shaft, metal versus I guess maybe graphite or something, and matte colored there, and could totally custom design everything. I mean, it's a sick putter.
it
It's really
is.
nice. I was playing a Scotty Cameron before, and I've replaced it now with this, and this is really sharp. I beat the hell out of my Scotty Cameron. So it was time for a new putter, and this is more affordable, but it's still very high end,
Yes.
and so it's not like a cheap putter by any means, which you don't want, by
No,
the
you do
way.
not want because that's part of your game. It's one of those drive for dough, drive for show, putt for dough kind of thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of putting for dough, again, another segue to another segment. The TGL and Mr. Kim.
Oh
Was
my
that
God.
man? Could he miss? He didn't miss anything, did he?
Unbelievable. I thought that I heard someone say he makes 100% of his 8 foot putts or something like that.
Doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me. I'm not sure if it's a real stat, but he sunk all of his putts last night, and I think he had at least two or three 8 foot, one 9 foot, and something just drained. If that guy doesn't putt with confidence, I don't know who does. I mean, Tom Kim might be my new hero. I might
Is he?
be
Yes, he
fangirling
is.
over Tom Kim.
Who is your golf hero?
Oh man, so I have men and I have women. So my original female golf hero was Annika Sorensen.
Of
So
course.
I modeled my swing after her, and certainly I don't play like her. She was. Nelly Korda is she's my golf hero. If you're not, I'm gonna have to put a video out about this. Like if you're new to golf, find somebody whose swing you really like and just memorize it and try to hit the way that they hit. Don't be out there just making up swings
Yep.
like an old baseballer, so like we have,
Yes.
learn from our mistakes. Get a caddy, model somebody who's professional in their swing. Don't just go out making stuff up, and maybe get a coach. But as far as the male golfers, I have a whole bunch that I love, but I really love Rory and Tiger. So those are my dudes going at it
Well,
last
last
night.
night they were going at it too.
Yeah, I love Rory because of my Irish and I have Scottish roots. So I'm about the Rory McIlroy for that. I'm always about Ireland and Scotland. And then I just love Tiger Woods. I mean, who doesn't love Tiger
He's
Woods?
a
He is the
goat.
GOAT, you know. Scheffler might be the up and coming GOAT. We'll see
He
what
is.
happens
He's
there.
Scotty
So
Scheffler's something else. I see. I'm a little bit more old school when it comes to that. I mean, obviously, you got the Ben Hogans and stuff. Because I'm 6'4", I model my swing after other people. I loved, Davis loved the third, DL3, because he's 6'5", and I'm like, there's a lot of problems when you're this tall that you can mess up with your swing. So I started modeling after that. You would be surprised on who I model my swing after. And I tell you what, it's not a man.
Oh, well, let's hear it.
It's a 6 foot tall woman, Lexi Thompson.
Oh man, Lexi is awesome.
Yes, she is. But
Yeah.
if you've noticed on her iron shots, almost every one of her iron shots is a 3/4 shot. So what she does, she clubs down and hits a 3/4 shot instead of trying to just, take the ball and try to muscle it out. And I
Wow.
found that out, and I've been doing that. And I went from, like, shooting 89s to the 84s by modeling my swing after her. So
Wow, that's really cool. That's
yeah,
very cool. Yeah, lately I'm obsessed with this video that shows Nelly Corda's swing plane in like a perfect loop. And
yep.
I really can't get that out of my head. I watched that video like maybe 3 weeks ago. I think of it every day. And I think of it while I play. And I just watch that line that they create that perfect circle. And gosh. And I really loved Maria Fossi's swing as a
Yes.
female. She's somebody whose swing I've watched, and she is like beast mode. Her legs, she is so strong, and she just annihilates the ball. And I've tried to do that. My best version of her is not good. So I've tried. There was a period where I was going out and trying to just destroy the ball and be like Maria. And then I found that that actually just doesn't work for me and my body type and my muscles. And so Nelly Corda, well, I am no Nelly. Um, she has like such a grace and really balanced tempo about her. That's something that is more of like what I can get down with. I can
Oh
kind
yes, when Fosse and Kupcho came out on the tour, the women's U.S. Open was in Charleston, South Carolina. So I went tickets and got to see both of them play. It's really cool. And then 2 years later, the women's U.S. Open was in Pinehurst area. So I got to go up there and watch them again. So I love watching the women play. I mean, it's fairways and greens all day long, very meticulous. Where a man, obviously the guys, we don't care about hitting the fairways. These guys, if you look, I think they showed a stat. The person who was 100th in the PGA, no, the lady who was 100th in the PGA for fairways and regulation would be leading the PGA on the LPGA. The women hit the green so much, fairways so much more. It's just the men are out driving by 60, 70 yards. And that's the
sure.
thing is, I would do too. If I could hit the ball 330, I'll take a shot in the rough for 110 yards. And that's what they're doing.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, that's my experience on the course every day. I play with boys every
That's
day.
right.
And yeah, and so I'm always, I'm pretty regularly in the fairway. And in fact, they've all stopped paying attention. Rude. And because and I'll be like, "Did you see it?" And they're just talking because they know I'm hitting it in the fairway. No, they're all really great, but these guys, I mean,